A wise man learns from the mistakes of others, a fool from his own. Better to light a candle than to curse the darkness. Even the longest journey begins with a single step. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. The palest ink is better than the best memory. He who does not economize will have to agonize. The best time to fix the roof is when the sun is shining. A diamond with a flaw is worth more than a pebble without imperfections. The greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. If you stand straight, do not fear a crooked shadow. Dig the well before you are thirsty. A closed mouth catches no flies. When the character of a man is not clear to you, look at his friends. The wise man knows he knows nothing. The fool thinks he knows all. The person who says something is impossible should not interrupt the person who is doing it. A single conversation with a wise man is worth a month's study of books. A clear conscience is more valuable than wealth. He who does not know what the world is does not know where he is. The more you know, the less you need. The tree that is slow to grow bears the best fruit. A small leak will sink a great ship. The wise adapt themselves to circumstances, as water molds itself to the cup. To know the road ahead, ask those coming back. One generation plants the trees, another gets the shade. When you drink the water, remember the spring. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Tension is who you think you should be. Relaxation is who you are. Do not fear going forward slowly. Fear only to stand still. Be not afraid of growing slowly. Be afraid only of standing still. What you do not want done to yourself, do not do to others. A bad workman blames his tools. The best fighter is never angry. The wise man does not lose himself in what he cannot do, but rather rejoices in what he can do. A wise man adapts himself to circumstances, as water shapes itself to the vessel that contains it. A man who does not plan long ahead will find trouble at his door. A smile will gain you 10 more years of life. To believe in one's dreams is to spend all of one's life asleep. A bird does not sing because it has an answer. It sings because it has a song. A wise man remembers his friends at all times. A fool, only when he has need of them. A single kind word will keep you warm for 3 winters. Do not remove a fly from your friend's forehead with a hatchet. A frog in a well does not know the great sea. He who is drowned is not troubled by the rain. A wise man does not make a decision without listening to both sides. The more you sweat in practice, the less you bleed in battle. A book is like a garden carried in the pocket. He who strikes the first blow admits he's lost the argument. Talk does not cook rice. If you want to know the taste of a pear, you must change the pear by eating it yourself. He who asks a question is a fool for 5 minutes. He who does not ask remains a fool forever. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. The gem cannot be polished without friction, nor man perfected without trials. A wise man adapts himself to circumstances, as water shapes itself to the vessel that contains it. One generation plants the trees, another gets the shade. If you want happiness for an hour, take a nap. If you want happiness for a day, go fishing. If you want happiness for a year, inherit a fortune. If you want happiness for a lifetime, help others. The person who removes a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. When the winds of change blow, some build walls while others build windmills. A single conversation across the table with a wise person is worth a month's study of books. Even the tallest tree was once a seedling. A wise man makes his own decisions. An ignorant man follows public opinion. The temptation to quit will be greatest just before you are about to succeed. Learning is a treasure that follows its owner everywhere. Patience is a bitter plant, but it bears sweet fruit. A closed mind is like a closed book, just a block of wood. A fall into a ditch makes you wiser. A good teacher opens the door, but you must enter by yourself. The journey is the reward. An inch of time is an inch of gold, but you can't buy that inch of time with an inch of gold. A wise man learns more from his enemies than a fool from his friends. A smile will gain you 10 more years of life. If you want to know the road ahead, ask those coming back. An ant may well destroy a whole dam. The person who says it cannot be done should not interrupt the person who is doing it. He who cheats the earth will be cheated by the earth. The wise adapt themselves to circumstances, as water molds itself to the pitcher. Even a hare will bite when it is cornered. A man should choose a friend who is better than himself. When the wind blows, the grass bends. A little impatience will spoil great plans. The person attempting to travel 2 roads at once will get nowhere. The glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall.